close attention because I'm only going to say this once.
Jacque Reid, inside her story.
From our New York studios up in Harlem, Jacque Reid, good morning.
Good morning, Tom, Sybil, and Damon. Happy Friday, everybody. Tom, it's been a little over a year since we tragically lost the legend and Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. My guest this morning was not only a close friend of Miss Franklin's, but she is also an award-winning photojournalist who was often given intimate access to Miss Franklin's life. Now she has curated a collection of exclusive photographs in her new book, The Queen Next Door, The Intimate Portrait of Aretha Franklin. I'm going inside her story with Linda Solomon, nationally recognized and award-winning photojournalist. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Jackie. It's good to be with you. And I must tell you that you and Tom inspired me to do the book because when we talked about Aretha last year during the tragic loss of her life, Tom, you said to me, get that book out here, and I have. So thank you for motivating me to go inside her story and share personal photographs of Aretha with her sons at home during her Christmas parties. I've even featured her invitations and her menus that I saved, and her beloved niece, Sabrina Owens, has written the afterword to the book. Burt Bacharach has written the foreword to the book, and we are going to have a celebration here in Detroit for your listeners, and I'm hoping the two of you will come in to Detroit when we have our book launch at the Detroit Institute of Art Museum.
When is this?
Because this is October 27th, and Tom, I will tell you, we have a panel that is going to be incredible.
Who's on the panel, Linda?
Well, we have Sabrina, her beloved niece Crystal, the daughter of Earlene and Cecil Franklin. And Earlene Franklin, in fact, is producing the music for the event. And Brenda Franklin Corbett, Aretha's backup singer, and her beloved cousin is on the panel. Barbara Henderson, a member of the Queen's Court. That's what we call Aretha's girlfriends. Barbara Henderson, who is married to Billy Henderson, is going to be there. She's featured throughout the book.
Billy Henderson of the Spinners?
Billy Henderson of the Spinners, who is one of Aretha's closest friends.
Wow.
Thelma Stubbs Mitchell is going to be on the panel. Of course, her brother was Levi Stubbs, one of Aretha's dearest friends who's featured in the book. And so the panel is going to share beautiful stories and tributes and respect for our queen, and the former governor will be there.
Wow.
Former Mayor Dennis Archer, a very dear friend of Aretha's, will be on the panel. And I must tell you, there is a huge surprise. Because of Aretha and the incredible, iconic pink Cadillac, which will also be at the Detroit Institute of Art.
Nice.
Cadillac, to show their respect for our queen, is giving each guest a complimentary book. The tickets are free. We want Detroiters to be able to continue free to celebrate Aretha's legacy. So we're inviting students from the Detroit School of Performing Arts. We have the Detroit Children's Choir. This is a tribute to Aretha that she would love, because the book was published in Detroit by a university press that both of her nieces attended. The book is dedicated to the family. Cecil Franklin, Reverend Cecil Franklin, was the one who really engaged me and connected me to so many of the special things that I photographed exclusively. He let me photograph Aretha in rehearsal with James Brown during the iconic concert. He said, Linda, come and take the photos, and Aretha was in her red leather jeans.
Is that in the book,
sneakers.
Linda?
Of course, and no one has the photos of the rehearsal with Aretha and the Godfather of Soul. I also photographed Aretha, and she called me. She said, Linda, be here at 8 a.m. and when the Rolling Stones are coming to Detroit and Whoopi Goldberg. So there are exclusive photos when Aretha did the Jumping Jack Flash video here in Detroit at United Sound, and you'll see Aretha as a punker. I mean, I was so stunned when she stepped out of her limousine and had the punk hairstyle, and she looked fabulous. You've never seen her look more beautiful.
Linda.
She looks gorgeous, and I must share with you how Aretha,
Linda, wait. You are my kind of guest. I don't even have to ask you a question. I love it. But wait, I have to know, how many photographs did you have to go through? Like, how did you narrow down what was going to go in the book?
You know, Jackie, it was so difficult because I met her in 1983, but I wanted to only show the events that no one has ever seen. And, you know, a book like this could never take place today because all of the stars have already posted everything on Instagram, and so have their friends. So these are photos that no one has seen. And, you know, as I mentioned to you, her private Christmas parties with the Gordys, with the Four Tops, with the Spinners, and no one could host a party like Aretha. If I can share with you how she produced all the music herself. So at her birthday party, and I'll just tell you about one of them, when you pulled up to her house, she had the Jimmy Wilkins 30-piece orchestra on her driveway.
DJ. Yes, I did, DJ. That's right, DJ.
And then
it was fabulous, DJ.
Yes, and 15 minutes later, she would change the music again to a mariachi band. The next 15 minutes, she had Sinbad. 15 minutes later, Peebo Bryson, and only for 40 guests. I mean, it was a small, intimate birthday party, but the entertainment was just outstanding.
That's my queen.
Now, so many people knew her, Linda, and loved her. How did you decide that Burt Bacharach was going to write the foreword to this book?
Well, I Say a Little Prayer is one of the best. And what he said about Aretha and her version is so beautiful. You have to read his words. And Reverend Jackson's words were so special for the back cover, and Isaiah Thomas and others who shared their love and respect for Aretha. After looking through the book and seeing her, the Queen Next Door, there's a meaning behind this. One of Aretha's most famous quotes is, "I am the lady next door when I'm not on stage." And that's what this book shows.
You know what? She really was. She was the lady next door when not on stage.
She did her own grocery shopping. In fact, I used to see her at the local grocery store all the time.
Really?
And I went up to the cashier and I said, "Do you know Aretha's in the produce aisle?" And she looked at me and she said, "She's always here." So she could live an authentic life here in Detroit. And there's another cute story. She walked into Saks and she said to my aunt, who was working in the jewelry department, and she was so gracious and so fun. Everybody in Detroit has an Aretha story, just like everybody in Memphis has an Elvis story.
And
so
you call her the Elvis. She is our Elvis.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. But my aunt said it was so fun when she walked in Saks and she said, "I'll take that." And my aunt said, "Which one?" It was a beautiful counter of jewelry. She said, "The entire case."
Go ahead.
The entire case. Yes, DJ. I bought the entire case.
Linda, along with each photograph and item that you have in this book, do you share some of these stories that you're telling us in words in the book?
I do. I share so many stories about her and what she shared. You know, she was so philanthropic. There are even photographs that I captured where she's answering the telephone. She's answering the telephone at a telethon here in Detroit. Can you imagine calling to make a pledge and hearing that voice on the other end of the line? So I have photos of her, at home with her children. And I mentioned in our last interview when she celebrated her son Teddy's graduation party, she invited the entire Michigan State University cheerleading squad to their home. So those photos are in the book as well.
Oh,
and the book is available for pre-order right now.
It's available for pre-order, Wayne State University Press, The Queen Next Door, an intimate portrait.
How
of
big
Aretha
is this
Franklin.
book? Is this like a coffee table book?
It is. It is.
Okay.
But please come to Detroit for our October 27th launch at the Detroit Institute of Art and celebrate our Queen forever.
Next door.
And I recommend you do an audio book.
So much, yes, you should. That's true. Thank you, Linda,
Great
so much.
stories.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and you've got the exclusive. We've launched it here with you nationally.
Oh, that's
thank
nice.
you for being my friends, and thank you for encouraging me to show the inside story of our